Hello everybody, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. It is lovely to have you. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Gemini. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Cross watchers, if that is your thing, welcome to the channel as well. So real quick, the reason I've got him sitting here is if you have Scorpio in your chart. I put up Scorpio's video yesterday and I went back and took a look at some stuff, and about 3/4 of the way through you can hear this dingling, and you heard it continuously for a while, which means he was in his food bowl. And I know I've said before in some of the videos, like, oh, the cat's ripping through the house or whatever. So this is Loki. Loki is the terror of the house. So I brought him in. You usually don't see him running around here on video anyhow, but so if you hear craziness in the background, this is usually the culprit to the ruckus. So, and then I thought it was funny, Loki and my daughter, they're both Geminis, and here we are doing the Gemini video next. So he was just making his presence known and thought he'd tell everybody hi. Say hi. Say hi. Hello, everybody. How are you? Huh. Is this going to be for you? Is this your video? It is. So this is Loki, and he is the king of making background noise. He's a big boy. He's a very big boy. So, all right. Go run off and do your thing. Okay, guys. So anyhow, that's our furry friend in the house and noisemaker. So again, this is going to be a reading for Gemini. Cross watchers, again, welcome to the channel if you are tuning in as well. Guys, remember that roles can be reversed and not every message is for you. This is not a personal reading. If you're interested in those, you can take a look at the description box below, as well as the about section of the page on how to reach out to me, and we can get you scheduled to do that. I think that's pretty much general announcement. I just seen 222. I've been seeing 222 everywhere. So Gemini, that may be a message for you as well. You may be seeing a lot of twos. We'll see what comes up in your reading. So, all right, guys, time is fluid. So I'm not even putting a timestamp to these as far as months, dates, whatever. So we'll just, when you find the video, that's when you're meant to see it, right? I hope you guys are doing well, Gemini. This is your first video of the new year for me. I apologize for the delays. I hope you guys had a great new year and the year's off to a fabulous start for you. So, all right, Gemini. Same old shit, another day. It's kind of how that comes across to me, and it's like trying to keep your patience while you're waiting for something to happen. Let's see. Fragments. I feel like you're trying to shield yourself from something. Like you just, same card that was on the split, Fortitude. It's almost like you're trying to shield yourself from something, like you're seeing beyond whatever is in front of you. It's kind of like, I can't deal with this. I can't handle whatever this is. And it's kind of like a state of, Spirit is calling it retreat, of trying to muster the courage to withstand things, and understand that you have that within you to do whatever this is, whatever this situation is for you. I feel like you're walking through a storm right now. For whatever reason, foxes and phoenixes are coming up. Again, I just did Scorpio's video yesterday. They are the Phoenix rising, correct? So we have core and renewal. With this energy, it's just like, I'm hearing from Spirit, I can't take anymore. I can't take anymore. So whatever the situation is that's surrounding you, it's just like, I'm done. I can't do this. But I feel like there's I'm gonna call it a test of sorts, that it's requiring you to, it's almost like you've taken so much in and you're ready to explode. Like, enough is enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of the fighting, even though I don't have cards here that indicate that, I'm hearing, intuitively from spirit in this feeling that I'm tired of fighting. It's like, it's almost like you're coming out, we'll use the cat, claws a-blazing, it's just like, I'm done. I'm done with this. It's like you want to be released from whatever the situation is that's surrounding you at this time. The need to feel whole, the need to feel good. And I think that I got goosebumps. The goosebumps are always like kind of like my big indicator, physically. And it's like, it's coming. That state of renewal where you get to be at peace is on its way. So don't get discouraged right now if you feel like you've really got to hunker down and get forceful in the direction in which you want to go. It happens. We all take on so much for so long, for so often, that it's like eventually something's got to give, something's got to break. And that's kind of how I feel like you went through some kind of storm. If you haven't, going to whatever, it may be different for all of you in that regard. But you understand that on the other side of this, somehow, you trudge this mountain. Like, I just feel like it's just this complete uphill climb. And you're going to have to be fierce and very forthright in whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're communicating. You've got to have like tenacity to get through this situation. So don't, Gemini, don't get in that back and forth kind of energy. And I feel like maybe that may be part of what was holding you back for a little while, is like this going back and forth kind of thing, of like, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to have to say this. I really don't want to have to make this decision. You're going to have to, if whatever the situation is, if you're going to move forward, you're going to have to step into your power and just lay claim to the way things are going to be, because it's going to open you up to a peaceful, more sounded way of life, put it that way. I keep seeing like the conch shells, when you put your ear up to it, like you hear it, like, but it has to evolve. The sound has got to evolve through the shell, right? So it's kind of like rounded type of energy. And when you think about the ear, the way that we take information in through the ear as well, the way it's kind of rounded, so that may hold significance to you somehow. I tell people all the time when I'm doing personal readings that, things like that, they may mean nothing to me, but they may mean everything to you. So I'm getting that conch shell. Think about the swirls, the spirals, and it may just be a lot of new information coming into you, that's giving you the power to speak. I'm getting a lot to do with the throat and the heart space. Allow it to speak, speak your truth, speak what works for you. This is very much an internal I'm going to say the feelings are internal, the situations are external. So it's trying to ground yourself and you're going from this over here where I feel like your mind is all over the place into this just stillness of, I came out of this. It's done. It's over. Like, I can breathe. I can just be me again. So whatever the situation is, it's calling you to open up. It's calling you to step into your power, to use, I don't want to call it brute force, but you may have to really, like, again, getting out of that wishy-washy kind of energy and just standing your ground and saying, this is how it is. Don't be afraid to stand your ground. And if it's got to resonate, and they're talking about it needs to resonate with you. So if someone else has an opinion or something to that effect, and it's not how you truly feel, you've got to step up to the plate and lay claim to how it is that you do feel. So, all right, Spirit for Gemini. I also may feel like you're there may be a fearful of disappointing someone else. And I'm going to tell you, I hate to say who cares, but who cares? You're the one that has to live with your decisions and your choices. And if they truly, genuinely, unconditionally love you, or they truly, genuinely, unconditionally support you, they're going to respect how you feel, right? And if they don't, then that's something you're going to have to address on what position they hold in your life moving forward, whether it's a job or a person, a situation. I just feel like you're turning a deaf ear. I don't want to hear it anymore. I can't hear it anymore. Choices, when I say that back and forth, right? There it is. Wishing. What do you wish for? What is it that you desire? What is it that you need to move forward? Spirit is saying you've got to be your own hero. So whatever this situation is that you're dealing with, you have to step into it. Invisible, yeah. And then you have fragments there. It's like you're not being seen, you're not being heard, you don't want to be seen. More than anything, and I talked about, I got like the hiccups, I'm so sorry. You just, kind of shielding yourself, and it's like, it almost feels like a broken child to me. Like I don't want to be seen, I don't want to be heard, I just want to be out of this. I want to be out of this. You've got cycles. These cards go right along with one another. You look at the colors from this fortitude and the cycles, they're going to fall right underneath each other on the table here. Purples, passion, you're going to have to find your passion, because it's going to close whatever this situation out when you stand up for yourself. It's going to close that out. Core and oath, and again, I'm going to laugh about it because you take a look at her center, she's supporting herself, and oath being underneath that card as well. Self-supporting energy, that I'm taking me into consideration. I'm owning up to what it is that I need. What am I promising myself? What direction do I want to take? Both of those folks on those cards are looking upright. They're using that third eye intuition. They're opening themselves up to something beyond where they are, because if you don't know what it is that you need to do, you need to call upon your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, God, whatever it is that you believe in, you're going to have to switch that up, and this is very much like this defensive energy of, I need to protect myself. You're going to have to step up for yourself if you're going to close this out, whatever this is. And it's going to create new foundations for you. We've got that 4, 4 and 9 is 13 and breaks down to a 4 also underneath. And we have that wishing that was on the split. There it is again, wishing for a new time of peace and harmony, doing something else, doing what it is that makes you happy. Because I feel like if you don't step up for what it is that you need for yourself right now, there's going to be some regrets attached to this moving forward. So you're going to have to, if you really want to do and be what resonates within you, you're going to have to own up to, not necessarily mistakes or something, but own up to your feelings. Wishing breaks down to a 10, which is also 1. We have that 10 would be that cycle's closing, and 10s and 1s. For every ending is a new beginning, right? So that I kind of feel like that's what this is. Again, in order for this to close out, you're going to have to step into your power. So let's see. The Sun and Victory. I'm telling you, if you guys get through that, you're going to be, that renewal is so important. Like, things are going to shift. That you can start something new, where I think things are going to step into a more calm space. All right, for Gemini, please, Spirit. For Gemini. It's funny, financial constraints on the past. That's what popped out for Scorpio yesterday. You may have Scorpio placements in your chart. Door to value. You're learning, learning your value and your worth, feeling empty, left out. 13 and 31, they mirror one another. They both break down to a 4. 4s were important also yesterday in Scorpio's reading. They had like 4s all across the table. Your understanding, and it's going to require strength and love. You got the doors to romance and 4th chakra, 4th chakra archangel Raphael underneath that, and 5. It's going to bring in change. It's going to usher in some very significant change for you. Let it happen. I always say, let it do its thing for you, right? Let this change happen, because I feel like whatever the situation is that you're dealing with or have dealt with has left you feeling completely depleted. You may feel, low in value in the sense of your self-worth, and just maybe blaming yourself for certain situations. I mean, obviously make sure you're taking accountability, but at the same time, it's just left you feeling exhausted. And it's a reminder, like, you know, we go with the ebbs and flows of life, right? There's, for every high, there's a low. For every low, there's a high. There's that contrast. We need that in order to understand where it is that we've come from, what it is that we can have, and what the differences are between the two. Stepping into your strength and your power is going to shift all of this for you moving forward, because you recognize that there is some kind of abundance coming in. You know, this could be financial abundance. And I'm going to say that this may pertain to your finances as well. You know, maybe every bill collector in the world has been at your door recently, you know, and we've obviously gone through some recession type energy economically. It's put a lot of pressure on us. So I think for some of you, this is going to pertain to your pentacles, right? So understand that it's a rebuild process. This renewal is a rebuilding process. You're just going to have to stand in your strength for the time being to get through this. So let's clarify. Son of Cups. Somebody may have made you some kind of offer in the past that doesn't seem to be very substantial. They may be a bit charming, and or you may Spirit is, I'll tell you this, if this is a love situation, because I feel like this could go a bunch of different ways for multiples for many of you. If this was a love situation, whether it was the dating scene or whatever it was, and you know, this guy, this girl, this whomever, you know, whatever, you know, you identify as comes in and they're very charming and they're very lovely. And then you realize, like, Janice, you don't have your own vehicle. And, you know, Joe, you still live with mom. What you were hoping for to be some fulfillment for you, something positive, ended up being, you know, problems. We'll call it problems. Because whatever it was that they were trying to show you or, you know, convince you of, they were lacking. And I think maybe if you've been dealing with this type of person for a while, again, if this is a relationship matter, it's kind of left you in this Eight of Swords energy. Yeah, Ten of Cups, death, and the Eight of Swords. Like, it's left you up in your head going, is this all I'm able to bring into my life? Is this all that I'm capable of in my life? No, it's not. This is right now, but you remember, you are on a frequency. You have, if you want to, you know, that's where you ask yourself, how do I feel about me? Because remember, whatever you're vibrating at, what, you know, you look at like Jerry and Esther Hicks when, you know, they channeled Abraham, you know, what is your vibrational match? What is your vibrational frequency that you're putting out there? And, you know, and we talked about accountability a little bit ago. Same thing, or being accountable in the sense that if that's where your frequency is, you know, dialed in at, you're going to attract. So why do you think you're not worth it enough? Because you're bringing in potentially people that aren't worthy. You know, they can't require, or they don't bring in reciprocity to situations. But there's something about this that I feel like you're breaking free from. For others of you, if this isn't relationship, if it pertains to family, you know, some of you may be trying to nurture things and it's like you just can't get ahead financially to make things happen, or you just feel depleted as a result of those things. Like, you know what you want, now it's, you know, devising a plan to get where you need to go. And you may be stressing yourself out. And again, I've got that, you know, Aquarius energy, Scorpio energy here. So, you know, pay attention to, you know, what your plans are. What are these plans? What do they need to do? What do they need to do for plans? What do they need to do? Stop shortchanging yourself. I feel like for some of you, you just keep talking about how hard it has been rather than how good it's going to be. Because I'm asking, you know, hey, Spirit, you know, what do they need to do? What do they need to do to flip this around? What do they need to do to change this? And I feel like you're kind of self-sabotaging. Like, the communication that coming in is self-taught communication of how things are so hard. And not that, you know, we don't live in a world of like fairy tales, and, you know, we obviously all have good times and hard times, and, you know, those hard times help us see where it is we're heading and what we're trying to accomplish. But at the same time, like, if you're always in the I cannot do, I always tell everybody, can't isn't a word, it's made up, just like the rest of the English language. Can't is made up. Can't is a limiting belief. So yes, if you tell yourself you can't do something, negative self-talk, right? We can always try to do things, and if they don't work, then we're being redirected by spirit. It doesn't mean that it's a bad experience, a good experience. It's a learning experience. So what can we do to shift our direction, right? So very, very important message there. It's what are you taking in? What communication is coming in? I'm not saying ignore people that maybe put your dreams down or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, but you're almost there. Don't self-sabotage now. And fine, listen to, have an ear to what other people are saying, but at the same time, does it resonate with you? Because if it makes you feel bad, it's not resonating with you. So be cautious of the kind of communication that you're having with other people at this time as well. So door to value. Ooh. Tower moment. Four of Swords. Coming out of the Five of Pentacles. There you are, Gemini. Capricorn. Sneeze. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. So the Tower. Spirit is saying something is making you get off your ass. Something is making you get off your ass. It's time to get moving. You may have sat in this for so long, you have no other choice but to start moving forward. For some of you, it's like hitting rock bottom and knowing that something has to change. Through this, and I don't feel like this is a massive Tower moment, it's just recognizing that things are stuck or stagnant, and the only way out is to make movement. So it's time to make a choice. It's time to make a decision. You can't sit on it forever. Like, you can sit there and wish for it to resolve, but you now have to make a decision. What is this decision about? This may pertain to home, childhood, karmic relationships, that Eight of Swords. Spirit is also talking about the innocent, and I'm going to say that when it comes to innocence, this could be young children to, mid to late teenage years. I'm not sure why that's coming in the way that it is for me, but it is. Get the Hangman. It's definitely time to see things differently. But I feel like what you've been doing is being stuck in an old way. The Hangman in reverse. I don't always read reversals. It depends on how I feel about it. But I do feel like you've seen things. This Tower moment is coming in because you've refused to see things from another. You're going to have to see a different perspective. You're going to have to see maybe another side of something. Again, not saying that things, are always bad, but in the same breath, if it's not working, the definition of insanity, you do something over and over again, you get the same results, and then you wonder why it's not happening, nothing's changing. This is part of this. So this could be an old belief system. This could be, what you were taught, in your childhood growing up, how to handle this, these situations, or what brings or sparks these emotions that you're dealing with. Because the emotions, I have two cups here, not a lot of cups. It's time to open up to this change of whatever it is that needs to occur. You're going to have to see it differently so that you have new growth. That Six of Cups at the bottom, and you look underneath the surface, there's all kind of growth, but it needs to be, the beauty of it needs to be seen from the outside as well. So let's see. Page of Wands. Gemini, please. You guys need to remember that you are fierce. You are fierce. You've got the Strength card in the upright, then you've got the Strength card in reverse, kind of canceling each other out. You've got the Page, or the Page of Wands. Oh my God, thank God, you're coming out of that Two of Swords energy. It's like, hang on, let me regain myself, let me pull myself, and that's what I said, that core and that renewal. Coming back through, right? Like, you're gonna have to make that decision, and I feel like you are. Ten of Wands. There's a recognition to the situation that it might have been harder than you would like. Oh my God, and you're going right back into a period of waiting. Listen, do not get in this stuck sense of waiting. I feel like you're getting insufficient offers. Like, things are not coming to culmination, but there's a lot of swords here, a whole lot of swords. You've got to get out of your mental space. You've got to get out of that mental space, that air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you know, pick the path with the least resistance. Because I feel like you're just refusing. It's very stubborn energy. If I didn't know better, I would think you were a fixed sign from looking at this. Refusing to see, it's like I'll constantly, well, you know, what's going to happen if I do this, and what I'm hearing from Spirit, letdown. So ask yourself what it is that you're dealing with when you think about letdowns at this point. I think that's very important. You're almost to the end, but you've got to pick a path. Do you want to pick a path that's going to be difficult, or do you want to pick a path that's got the least resistance? You know, you're making things harder than they need to be at this point. Stop sitting in limbo. There's a whole lot of going back and forth, Gemini, a whole lot of going back and forth. All right, what do they need to know? You know, I'm just going to get some healing advice for you guys from the White Lake Oracle. So you guys know, you know your story better than I do, but you got to get out of this energy. Your soul's wishing to renew. Your soul's wishing to break free. You have to let it. So, I have such tiny hands, and these cards are so big. They're also saying to take the noise out. So whatever noise or hectic whatevers are going on, tune it. Like I said earlier, I felt like you were tuning something out. You need to, you know, release the noise. Deer of Delta, number 26, which breaks down to an 8 cycles, right? Grab the book. Oh gosh. Okay. I feel like you're just wishing for some calm energy, some comforting energy. This is a space of nurturing. You know, we had that 6 of Cups. You may be trying to protect your children. There may be a situation you're in that is difficult. The love of a mother and a child. No offense to fathers. I don't mean it like that. It's got a very soft, it's like the Queen of Cups energy, right? Very nurturing, very loving, very supportive energy. I feel like you need to give this to yourself as well. You know, we forget how to nurture and love ourselves through situations to see our highest good. So let's see what the book says. Oh, and there it is. There it is. All right. Deer of Delta, without any force, you can overcome even extreme negativities. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own unique way. You do not need to become something that you are not. You can confidently and effectively invoke spiritual protection from the light. You can never be dominated or bullied at a spiritual level because the real you is always empowered and protected in the light. Some things can only happen when we let go at the deepest inner level. Regenerative healing is one of them. We talked about that renewal. There you go. Shamans of old understood that to obtain transformational awareness, one has to sever themselves from the world as one knows it, to unlearn what we once knew, to be reborn. In that rebirth, a new understanding and vitality, clarity, and purpose can emerge. The shamanic realm is the realm of the delta brainwave, the state of deep sleep. Here, one is completely unconscious. There is temporary paralysis at this level, which allows for the deepest healing and renewal. Here, the gateway to the universal mind is entered, and the precious recalibrating treasures of healing are gained. In Delta, we surrender completely to great and powerful intelligence far beyond our understanding. At 0 Hertz to 4 Hertz, delta waves are the slowest and most stabilizing of the brain waves. This is the state in which the body recovers from injury and the brain has a chance to check off its list of deferred repairs and healing and restore optimal function. This includes the capacity to learn and the healthy functioning of the immune system, physically and also emotionally, so we are not contaminated or confused by the emotional or psychic workings of the world around us. This oracle brings guidance that the healing you need cannot come from logical sources but requires a deep letting go and a restructuring from within. Consider what practices and people could help facilitate this process in your life. Consider how you may value and encourage deep restorative sleep and regular retreats as part of your lifestyle. The great nymph Taygete, pardon me if it's wrong in pronunciation, called upon her beloved goddess Artemis to protect her from unwanted advances from a powerful suitor. In response, the goddess transformed Taygete into a doe so she would be safe from harm. Taygete teaches us that we can become vulnerable like the gentle deer in the spiritual sanctuary of our devotion, protected by a greater source. Then there is no need to become aggressive or harsh to defend ourselves from the aggression of another. We can let go and allow ourselves to be held. This is a way to ward off negatives without needing to disconnect from our softness and grace. Even if you are dealing with intense negativities from a particular powerful opponent, Deer of Delta encourages you to call for spiritual intervention with complete confidence in the grace that will instantly and consistently be bestowed. Your strength and power can flow from your spiritual connection. If you have been advised to toughen up, you are encouraged to instead remain true to yourself and find your strength within. So there you go. I say you might have to get, what was the word I used earlier? Using some tenacity or something to that effect. You know, and so per the book, you know, it's to remain true to yourself. And I think I said that, you know, what is it within you that you desire, that you need, that you feel emotionally that you need to do, and you need to move forward in that. It's amazing to me. I got the goosebumps again that every time, you know, I told these cards after a reading to kind of wrap it up, how much they resonate with what comes out. Doing this stuff for years and years and years and years and years, and doing mediumship, like being aware that I was a medium from the age of 5, like it's crazy. It still surprises me after all this time. So Gemini, you know what you got to do. Get it done, right? Do that inner healing work. Step into your power. Do it in grace. Do it in, you know, the way that you need to do it, in a soft manner. You know, work within you so that you can renew, so you can make those changes that need to happen. So, and that 5, it's there. You've got the 11 over there too. You got the power behind you to do that. Step into those things. All right, Gemini. Well, if you found this reading resonated for you, hit that like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment as well. Keep comments very nice and lovely, please. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because it helps get the videos out there to everybody else too that needs to hear them. So I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope you have a fantastic end of the month. Again, if you are looking to get more in-depth information on a personal matter, maybe pertain to this or whatever, please feel free to reach out to in the description box below, or the about section for the email, and then I can send you guys all the information from there forward. So have a wonderful day. I'm wishing you guys all the best. I'm sending you all my love. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.